Previously on Research, Rank, Repeat. I think Applebee's, in terms of like a sit-down but not like too fancy restaurant, like a chain restaurant, would rank pretty high, and maybe at one point we should rank mid-range food chains.
Maybe we should go eat at mid-range food restaurants.
Like we could do like an Olive Garden, Applebee's. Yeah. You know what a Midwesterner loves?
Sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, like a mid-tier sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, fancy like.
To have fancy like Applebee's.
I don't think that was Morgan.
No, it's not. I don't know why. I just associate Morgan Wallen with bad things.
And Jason Aldean.
Here we go. When you're here, you're family. But not when you're eating good in the neighborhood. Because this is Applebee's. I always end up getting like the spinach artichoke dip.
Did you just say
Dick.
Spinach artichoke dick?
I said dig, and then I stopped.
Dig?
Spinach artichoke dip.
1-star review. Literally on my list! Exclamation point. Husband and I had lunch, P.F. Chang's, in this location that Hannah and I had P.F. Chang's at, today at 1 p.m. I had the lettuce wraps, Coke, and key lime pie. The taste was off on the wraps. Stated so to Hubs. Stomach rumbling all afternoon. Just had a huge mess in my bathroom.
Oh my god.
Thanks a lot! Exclamation point. I'm done, all caps, with this location. Second negative experience in a row. Exclamation point. Then they did a space for a single sentence. You don't want a picture? Alright, we have returned. We recently, I won't say how recently, because we kind of forgot to record this when we were planning on it, so it's a few days after the fact, but recently, within a week, we have gone to our third restaurant.
Yeah.
And when you're here, Hannah, you're not family.
Yeah, not family.
Because we didn't go to Applebee's again.
I think this is the first restaurant, or the least amount of sleep we had gone to for a restaurant.
Yes.
We were running off about 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, so Hannah and I had gone on a little trip, to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Living it up. It was a nice time. Great time.
Yeah, shout out to our Washington, Oregon listeners.
Yeah, we do, because we actually get a lot of listens from Washington, Oregon. We were in Seattle. We went to Portland.
Yeah.
Went up north to the San Juan Islands. Saw some whales.
Olympia. We were all over.
We went to Canadian waters. Shh, don't tell the U.S. government. Shh.
Yeah. Shh.
But it was great. I had a lovely time.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Beautiful. Great food.
Quaint. I believe quaint, the word quaint.
And very, the people out there reminded me of, like, the Midwest nice people, like, where they have a conversation and they actually seem genuinely interested, as opposed to just, like, the people who, like, say, the casual, like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
So very nice people, very nice places.
And we only saw one bare ass, and that's it. Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Which actually was pretty surprising. Expecting, since I've seen penises on the street before, expect worse
not
things,
bad. Not bad.
Not too bad.
I've seen worse. Yeah. Our final day, we had a 6 a.m. flight and got 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And then I kind of dozed on and off on the plane for a little bit.
I did not, because a small child was kicking me about every 5 minutes.
And then we got home, and immediately we drove our asses to Chili's.
Chili's have a catchphrase?
I will go over that.
Oh, great. Okay. I was like, I don't know if they do, because the other ones I know, but...
Yeah.
But what I do know is Chili's baby back ribs.
They got them baby back ribs. Yeah, and Chili's was one where neither one of us grew up going to Chili's.
No, hell no.
No,
we had us. We had a Chili's right down the street. It was next to the Olive Garden. Never stepped foot in it.
We didn't really go there. My mom didn't eat, like, spicy food, and a lot of their food has, like, some sort of spice.
I also just suspect that she didn't want to eat at Chili's.
Which, honestly,
fair, fair.
Yeah.
If there are other options, like, if there's an Olive Garden right over there, I feel like... Although we also didn't really go to Olive Garden that much either.
No.
Red Lobster. No. We went to that Red Lobster, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we decided that we should add Chili's to our list. I think it's a pretty popular, like, chain restaurant, especially... That's kind
of, like, American-ish.
Yeah, especially, like, I'm not sure about other states, but especially in, like, the Midwest or Michigan, I've seen a lot of Chili's.
They're pretty much in every major highway stop, city, residential area. There's a Chili's somewhere nearby.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the last time I had been to Chili's was... I think I was telling Alyssa was in high school. Went with a friend. They thought we were on a date together, you know.
It's very progressive of them for the time.
I know,
you know?
for the time, for 2013 or 2014, whenever that would have been. Yeah, and I hadn't been there since, so I was kind of... I couldn't remember, like, the food at Chili's, so didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, I think the last time I remember going into Chili's was 2014 as well, so around the same time. Like, I'm pretty sure... The last time I went to Chili's was when I was in college with some friends. And I remember being like, oh, someone wanted to go to Chili's. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And I did not have any opinion. Like, I don't remember anything about the food. I just remember being at Chili's. And I don't remember anything else. So I was like, I don't really have an impression of whether it, like, it didn't have a negative impression in terms of food being bad. But it also didn't have, like, wow, this is amazing. So, you know, I came in with no expectations. Truly none. And on no sleep, you get what you get. You know, you're just there to hang out. Happy hour.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. That's what I know about Chili's is like similar to Applebee's. They have like those cheap happy hour drinks, margaritas.
Margaritas in the Awesome Blossom.
Extra awesome. So a lot of my knowledge from Chili's comes from the Office episode.
Yeah.
Which, again, we'll bring that back up.
No Gould?
No Gould. So yeah, I will get into some background unless you have any other thoughts.
I don't think so. Like, I think in total, I've maybe been in a Chili's twice in my life.
Yeah.
Total. Maybe 3. But not recently. So about the same. We're very little experience with the Chili's, you know?
Not many, Not much experience with this one.
Not much experience.
Okay, so Chili's is an American casual dining restaurant chain. It was founded by Larry Levine in Texas in 1975.
It feels like a Texas...
Yeah.
I could see it, because, like, chili peppers,
it kind of gives, like, the Tex-Mex vibe
but, like, really American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chili's first location was in a converted postal station on Greenville Avenue in the Vickery Meadows area of Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I believe that location still... technically exists. They ended up relocating the building or relocating that restaurant 2 times. The last time I read was in 2007, and I believe it still exists in that relocation area.
I like when they keep their original location.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, we didn't go into the building, but we saw the original Starbucks, and it looked like very different from your standard Starbucks, and I'm like, it's nice that they at least keep their roots, you know, companies, like big chain companies. Yeah. I appreciate that. Not that I appreciate a lot Starbucks does, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. Levine's concept was to create an informal, full-service dining restaurant with a menu featuring different types of hamburgers offered at an affordable price. So in the beginning, they started out, they just had like a lot of hamburger options. That was their main thing that they had.
So almost like an early McDonald's.
A bit, except maybe more of like a casual, like sit down instead of like a fast food kind of place.
Yeah.
In the early 1980s, there were 28 Chili's locations in that kind of region area. As of 2015, they have 1,580 locations worldwide. In 1983, Levine sold the brand to restaurant executive Norman E. Brinker, formerly of the Pillsbury Restaurant Group that owned Bennigan's, which I don't know what Bennigan's is. I'm assuming some sort of... I don't know. Okay, so in 1984, they added fajitas to their menu.
Ooh, fajitas.
So kind of when they got more into like the Mexican side of it, food.
Nice.
In 1986, they added their famous ribs to the menu.
The baby
and that's
ribs?
when they created the jingle.
I want my
baby back ribs.
Did they even have ribs on the menu when we were there?
They did.
They did? Okay, I don't even remember seeing ribs.
Yeah, they still have the ribs. So that jingle has come up in pop culture a couple times.
Sure has.
Austin Powers' Fat Bastard sings the baby back ribs jingle.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Episode of The Office, Season 2, Episode 7, The Client, which heavily features Chili's. And they also, Michael sings the baby back ribs jingle.
Do you have any information about the new information related to that?
Information about the new information.
Related to The Office and Chili's.
I don't know what you mean about new information.
They brought back the Awesome Blossom just at the Scranton location of Chili's.
Yes, sorry, I didn't know what you were referring
I didn't know
to.
if you were going to bring that up later, so I didn't want to say
I don't have that specifically, no. But yes,
I saw that they were doing that recently, yeah.
They also featured Chili's in another Office episode because they go to when Pam gets drunk and says,
Is that at Chili's? The Dundies?
I thought she said, I feel God in this Chili's tonight.
Oh, yeah, they must do the Dundies
Isn't
at
it?
Chili's then.
I'm pretty sure it's the Chili's.
Because that's the episode where they
Yeah,
get
and that's
the
the line where she's like, and I feel God in this Chili's tonight.
Yeah, you're right, it is. Huh.
Yeah.
That was both season 2, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, they really just love Chili's.
Okay, so in February of 2020, Chili's announced a new marketing campaign to encourage people to laugh so hard you pee a little.
Right before COVID?
Yes, and this was funnily enough, this was to encourage more people to come to their restaurants, and then the pandemic hit. Although, Chili's claims that it works because by 2024, they had one of the higher numbers of people who would return to restaurants. They saw growth in people coming back, whereas other restaurants didn't quite as much.
Do we think it's more related to
I don't think it has anything to do with that saying.
I feel like, spoiler alert, but that was so far the cheapest place we've gone to.
Price,
was
I
Chili's.
think drinks, they have cheaper drinks, happy hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was related directly to that slogan, but that's what they said. So
okay, well, sure, maybe it is.
And speaking of their slogan, I wouldn't say that they have a slogan quite as recognizable as some of the others, but it's savor the spice of life.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I would have never known that. I mean, it makes sense because of the chili pepper, but
right.
Savor the spice of life.
Yes.
It's a lot on the tongue.
It is. It is. As of 2023, they are worth $4.1 billion.
Okay.
That's what it is estimated. I like to look up these places to see kind of if they do any charity work, if they do anything, to think that we're supporting a company that maybe is doing good things.
Yeah.
Sorry, in 2002, they started a campaign called Create a Pepper campaign.
Okay.
And since they've started in 2002, they've raised more than $97 million for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Okay.
So that's nice to see. Although every company has a bit of controversy.
Of course they do.
A bit of a
risque.
Yeah.
Risque past, yeah. Just a little risque.
In July of 2024, the Beastie Boys banned the Beastie Boys.
Sabotage. Did they sabotage Chili's?
They sued Chili's, saying that their song Sabotage had been illegally used to promote Chili's in ads on social media sites.
Oh,
dating back
that's
to
bad.
Dating back to 2022. So
they know that company should know better than to use unlicensed music. That's
I'm
bad.
not sure. I think it's still in progress exactly what's going on with that, but that was a recent thing that I found.
Yeah, you definitely can't. If they're doing that illegally, that's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah,
yikes.
And in 2019, one of the restaurants was fined after an employee fell into a vat of scalding water, which I was unsure how they fell into a vat of scalding water, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay.
Vat could mean so many different things.
I know. I didn't really understand that. As well as I saw they had I think it was 2008, 2009, there was a whole thing with Chili's locations in Australia where they were getting sued for employee work conditions and which a lot of I feel like restaurant jobs, because people are getting, well, in America, most of them are getting paid like a minimum wage or below minimum wage, relying on tips.
Yeah.
So in Australia, they had a whole thing. Essentially, they said that it was like some sort of lawsuit, and it ended up that Chili's had to pay what is equivalent to like $450,000 in American money to the employees or whoever.
Yeah.
But for the most part, honestly, not too bad when it came to like scandal within the company. Yeah, so, I mean, they had some lawsuits and stuff, but I feel like that's
I feel like if you're
places.
A large food-based company, that there's going to be some. I think it's kind of inevitable if you're a large chain restaurant.
That you're going to have something.
Something, yeah.
And now I will do an on-the-spot summary.
Yes. How was our experience, Hannah? Tell us about it.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. We did not eat baby back ribs. We went to Chili's on 3 hours of sleep. We each pounded a cold brew in the car. We arrived and were seated promptly. Bit of a 3 p.m. happy hour. We had watermelon margaritas. We had a triple dipper. So much cheese. I did have a bit of a chilly situation when I got home. Not chilly, but
hot
in my stomach.
Yeah. Bubble gut
in my stomach. We ate. We were somewhat surprised. Chili's. When you're here, you're not family. But you're savoring that spice of life.
I kind of like that expression better. When you're here, you're not family. Yeah. I feel like that would really work for them. Yeah. But yeah, Hannah, great job. Excellent summary. I feel like that
Thank you.
Gave everything we needed to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have a rundown of our Chili's experience. So my first note is the date. We went there on March 1st, 2025. April 1st. Sorry, April Fool's Day. April Fools. We didn't go to Chili's.
We also weren't fooled.
We aren't fooled.
Not like P.F. Chang's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely not like P.F. Chang's. Yeah, we did not get fooled. Yeah, so sorry. I don't know why in my brain I was like March, but it's definitely... We went on April Fool's Day of this year. We arrived at Chili's at 3:23 p.m. We'd been awake for 9 hours, about 3 hours of sleep. That was my first note. My first comment on the establishment was that the doors were pepper handles. They looked like peppers. The doors also shut very rapidly after we walked in the door. It was a very mostly empty restaurant, large booths with like a bar on the left side with some sports on the TVs. We were seated, as Hannah said, immediately in a 4+ person booth. Booth.
I feel like besides Applebee's, every place we've gone to, we get put in the most gigantic
humongous booth.
P.F. Chang's, we got like an 8-person booth.
Yeah, we got put in a huge booth at P.F. Chang's. Well, it was also extremely empty.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe. Our server's name was Bella. We did get a server. Came almost immediately, like literally as soon as we sat down, she was like, "Hi, I'm Bella. Can I give you something to drink?" And I was like, "Oh my god, she's here."
We did not have to drink Bella's blood, which was nice.
I got this. This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Yes. Yeah, she took our drinks.
So
we got water first. We weren't ready yet. She came so quickly we hadn't even looked at the menu.
Yeah, we hadn't even looked at the specials yet, because our goal here is, if we can, to get something on the specials menu, whether that be a food, drink, appetizer, something.
We also usually do some sort of research beforehand.
Yeah.
A lot of times what we've found helpful is to go to Reddit threads about the restaurant and find what the general consensus of, like, this is the item to get. Mm-hmm. So we did that. We've done that for every place. And we did that
or
for
like
Chili's.
Google, like if you look at like Yelp reviews, like try to get ideas. So we try to go in with like getting something, at least one of the foods that's like most well known,
like
for
the high regarded.
Like.
Yes.
Another thing that I noted was that all the silverware came in a little paper pouch, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I haven't seen that before.
I haven't seen that either. It was almost like Chipotle paper type, like a paper bag, a Chipotle paper bag, but a tiny little paper pouch.
Yeah.
So I made a note of that because I was like, that's interesting. 3:32, so 9 minutes later, we had ordered everything. We ordered drinks, appetizers, and dinner.
Yes.
But we had asked for a few minutes before that, so she gave us a few minutes and then came back.
Right.
For a drink, we got a $6 watermelon wave margarita, which was the special margarita of the month. They do a margarita every month, and watermelon is an interesting choice for April. But actually, it might have even been March because it was April 1st. So I don't know if it was March.
Yeah, it was
or
interesting.
April. But it was a pretty good margarita.
Honestly, it wasn't too sugary. Honestly, I think the $6 might have been like the happy hour deal.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
$6 for like a pretty decent sized margarita. I was like,
it's pretty good.
Not mad about it.
But yeah, so then we also ordered the triple dippers, which had read was a very popular choice to get as an appetizer. So our 3 dippers we got were the fried mozzarella, which was just like one massive mozzarella stick just each for us.
Cube of mozzarella, yes.
Big mozzarella. Southwest egg rolls, which we wanted to try because it came up a lot and it was interested.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioned the Southwest egg rolls online.
And we also got the honey chipotle chicken crispers, which were basically like chicken strips.
Yeah, with like a honey
sauced, really sauced. We'll get
really
to that.
Saucy with some ranch.
And then we also got the Santa Fe burger to split.
Yes.
So we split a Santa Fe burger, and I made a note that we got it cooked medium well.
Yes. I'm not a huge red meat fan, and so when I eat burgers, stuff like that, I like to have it more well done. Yeah. But I wasn't going to do well done for Alyssa's sake. We kind of found a middle ground.
We did, because I would go with a medium, Hannah would go with a well done, so we went for the medium well, which I think was fine.
I had no issues. Fine to me,
I had no issues with that burger. The other thing I noted was that the songs were pretty contemporary pop. They were pretty like low key. They were like, I didn't notice them as much as I did at like the Applebee's, where like I could clearly hear everything. This place was a little bit more quiet.
Yeah.
Our waters came first, and I made a note that they were in a beer draft mug, like one would find at a Rama Thursday afternoon for a $4 pitcher of Coors.
Yeah, good old Coors.
Like a big beer like goblet, like a draft mug. But plastic. And I was like, that's an interesting choice. Plastic mug. Why not? And by 3:40, so 8 minutes after we ordered, our triple dipper came out.
Yeah.
Still no margaritas, but we got the triple dipper. It came out. 2 minutes later, our margaritas arrived at 3:42. And then 4 minutes later, we got our burger. So we got all of our food within 6 minutes.
Probably like the quickest we've received everything within like a, and I feel like it came in a good amount of time because the triple dippers were ones where like I wanted to like eat them, but not like eat all of them before I ate my main.
Eat a little sample first of each section.
So yeah, I think it was good timing.
Do you want to go over just everything we ate and drank now?
I mean,
showed up all at once.
We talked about the margarita.
It was like sweet, but not too sweet. I have a hard time drinking really, really sweet drinks. Just like I can't do it.
Well,
headaches,
and sometimes restaurants like that, I feel like their drinks are either really watered down or really like sugary. And I didn't feel like it was too sugary, and you could taste the alcohol. It felt like there was alcohol in it,
and it did have a salt rim still, even though it was watermelon.
And I don't really ever get watermelon flavored drinks, so it was interesting. It was not bad.
It was solid margarita.
For some reason I was like gulping mine down.
Yeah, you were chugging that thing.
I think I was just really thirsty, and then I realized, and I was like, I should drink some water.
You've been on a dry plane for like 5 hours. You're
so that was nothing to complain about.
The triple dippers. So I can rarely eat mozzarella sticks just because like that type of cheese just like sits in my stomach and makes me feel sick. But I can do like 1 or 2 a year. Yeah. And I think I would have not been able to eat 2 of those in one sitting.
No, they're not like your standard like mozzarella stick where they're like this tall and skinny. They were like the chunk ones. I'm a fan of mozzarella sticks. I do like mozzarella sticks. I don't get them a lot anymore, but it had a nice pull to it.
It did taste nice.
It tasted good. It had a nice pull.
Crisp. Yeah,
they brought out like ranch and the marinara sauce with it. A good mozzarella stick.
It did taste good, but I did want to note that I would not be able to eat both of the 2 that it came with myself. So
the Southwest egg rolls, which I think out of everything that I had read online, that was probably the most mentioned item. That everyone was like, should get these on the triple dipper, should get these. They had a lot of flavor.
They did.
They had a nice spice to them. I liked that the shell was like crispy.
It was almost like a pie crust and not like an egg roll shell.
Because sometimes when you get like restaurants like that, when you get those sometimes the egg roll or like the texture like that isn't like crunchy like the way you would want it to be.
Right.
It was nice. I mean, it was definitely like a nice mix of flavors. It
did kind of have a little spice, not like spicy,
not overwhelming,
a
but
little something.
A nice little kick to it.
Yeah, a little something.
Overall, though, I would say pretty good.
Solid.
Yeah.
The honey chipotle chicken crispers, I thought the chicken was cooked well. Like, I thought it was breaded well, but it was, like, drenched in sauce. It had so much sauce on it. It was hard to eat because it was just, like, I just felt like my hands were so sticky.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time I was eating
Definitely a lot of sauce, which...
Yeah.
Some people would prefer that.
Yeah, I think my thing was, like, if you're doing, like, small bite-sized chicken that I would eat with a fork, like, one bite... I'm okay with it being really saucy, but because this type of chicken I feel like is supposed to be picked up like a chicken strip and like eaten with your hands, that was a little too much sauce for me.
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit much. I think the taste was good.
A lot of sauce.
Yeah, I think the taste was good. I would say out of the appetizers, probably my favorite was the egg rolls.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to agree.
Just based off the flavor and like the texture was really good.
And generally pleasant, like it was.
But all three I thought were solid appetizers.
They were solid, yeah. Like I wasn't upset eating any of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we found a lot online. People mentioned the Santa Fe burger. So essentially like a burger with like guacamole.
It was avocado, cilantro, I think some onion.
Yeah.
And I think there's a cheese on it. Maybe like a
and some sort of like sauce on it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And a tomato. There's definitely a tomato.
It had a little bit of like a kick again.
Yeah, it had like a little spicy, like a chipotle maybe kind of sauce on it. It was pretty good.
Came with fries, which the fries were really solid.
They were pretty crisp.
Like texture-wise.
Pretty crisp fries.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Chili's is that I thought it was going to be similar to Applebee's, which it ended up being similar to.
It
where
was pretty similar to Applebee's, yeah.
You're not paying a ton of money. You kind of know what you're getting food quality-wise. And, like, there was nothing that we got that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, no, I didn't dislike anything. We were pretty much clean plate.
We ate everything. Yeah. I mean, we might have had a few fries left, and, but yeah.
I think I had a little bit of burger left.
Yeah.
But.
And I definitely, like, I commented to Alyssa, I was like, I enjoyed this a lot more than P.F. Chang's, and we paid less than half the price.
It was about half the price of P.F.
half the price.
For this meal for both of us.
You know, good service, good... Yeah. The restaurant itself was fine.
Seemed clean.
We went on we went at a weird time where it's like not going to be as busy.
Yeah. There was two older women who sat behind you, Hannah, that just came, ordered a dessert, and gossiped, and then left.
You know, I respect that.
And I was like, you know what? That's
I imagine
cool.
these women like have like a standing Chili's meeting where they just come and get a dessert.
Yeah, a Tuesday a Tuesday Chili's meeting.
Yeah, it was like a Tuesday 3 p.m. Yeah, I think overall though food was solid. I felt like the price we paid was fair for the food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we finished eating at 4:07, so we ate everything in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, would I continue to go back to Chili's? I don't know.
I wouldn't regularly.
If people were like, "Do you want to go to Chili's?" I'd be like, "Sure."
That's kind of how I feel about Applebee's, where I'm like, if it's like, hey, we want to get something, like, go to Applebee's, and I'm like, sure. I have no complaints, right?
I do think I see Chili's in a better light, because for some reason I had this weird perception that Chili's was just, like, horrible.
I feel like I knew people who didn't like Chili's because the food was bad, and I don't know if maybe they've just changed their menu
I'm not sure.
time. Because, again, I haven't been there in 10 years, so it's hard to say if it could be that they've upgraded their food a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. And I would say overall, like, a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah, our total for both of us for a drink, full appetizer, and a meal was $55.31.
With tip?
That is literally with tip. And that's the same thing we got at P.F. Chang's. We each got a drink. Yep. We each got an appetizer. We had a shared appetizer and a meal.
And an entree.
Yeah. And it was over $100.
Yeah, and this food was better.
Yeah, and we ended up leaving at 4:13, so we were only there for 50 minutes total. We weren't even there for a full hour. We in and out, happy hour time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty solid. Like, I really can't complain about the experience, especially on going there on no sleep, having chugged a can of coffee cold brew immediately before going there.
Yeah, I mean it was Yeah.
And I did not have any hot problems with my body afterwards.
No, I just, any sort of spice that enters my body just
yeah, I know you do.
leaves very quickly.
Usually
Not a
it's the
fault of the
cheese for
restaurant.
me.
It's
Yeah,
just
right.
that my
for you.
body can't handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say if there's one thing I've gained is that I'm moved from maybe being slightly neutral to negative to Chili's to more like slightly positive neutral, where I'd be like, okay to go to Chili's.
Right.
If someone wanted to go, if someone wanted to take me on a date to Chili's, I'd say, okay. Yeah.
You've heard it here.
Yeah.
Any takers?
I'm ready.
It's a cheap meal.
It's a cheap meal.
She's a cheap gal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Doing cheap tricks.
Cheap tricks.
Yeah.
She likes those baby back ribs.
I actually don't really love.
I
don't like ribs at restaurants because I can't eat like 10% of the ribs. I like them at home.
Yeah.
I like a homemade rib because then I can really like savor it and eat what I want and then keep eating it later, like, you know, leftover ribs.
And JT makes those like boneless ribs.
She makes good boneless ribs and like sweet and spicy. Yeah. So I get a little bit of both. Yeah, something about like going to a restaurant to eat ribs like scares me.
Well, it's also very messy.
I've done it before, but it's messy and it's just like it's always so much food.
Right. Like I would never go on a date and get ribs just because it's one of those like, you know, there's like date meals you're not supposed to get. Like that's just truly one where it's like there's no way you come out of that clean.
What was string cheese on your chin? Not good.
Yeah.
Shout out to those fans of Switching Goals out there. They know what I'm talking about.
But yeah. Solid.
Yeah, solid. You know, for restaurant number 3, I think we went a real uptick from the last restaurant. So
strong contender right now.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty strong contender. I don't know if it'll be number 1, but I'm not like it's not gonna be at the bottom. I know that.
That's PF Chang's.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd kind of be shocked if anything was worse than PF Chang's.
Especially for the price we paid. Because that's going to factor into my final decision.
Yeah, so. If I'm paying $50 for myself for a lunch, I better be shitting diamonds.
Yeah. We were not. We were shitting other things.
I was not.
Yeah.
We did not get that experience. But you know, so we'll see you at our next restaurant.
See ya.
See you next time. And we're back.
Yeah.
With our next restaurant.
Yeah. The only place you can go on the 4th of July.
Truly. The only place you can go being Red Lobster.
Yeah. What's more patriotic than the resurgence of Red Lobster?
I don't know. I really don't think there's anything more patriotic
that wasn't
than
even a
seafood.
Question. That was the truth.
That was just facts.
All facts. No lies.
That's just facts.
No lies here.
No lies at all.
So yeah. We rolled on into that Red Lobster on the 4th of July. We were sad about the state of our world, but Red Lobster lifted our spirits slightly, so...
It did, you know? And as connoisseurs of seafood, seeing as anytime we go somewhere with seafood options, which I feel like on both of the trips we took in the past 6 months, we ate seafood in both of the locations as they were on a coast. Yes. Different coasts, but a coast.
Yeah, but you got to get all that seafood while you can.
You got it when you can. You know? I want to crack those legs open.
Oh, yeah. In more ways than one.
More ways than one.
Happy 4th, everyone. Okay. Do you have some background on Red Lobster you'd like to tell us about?
I do have some background on Red Lobster.
Let's do that before we say anything else we might regret.
Yeah. All right, so Red Lobster, also known now as Red Lobster Hospitality LLC, is a casual dining restaurant chain that was founded, fun fact, Hannah, on January 18th, 1968.
That was your birthday gift.
It was, truly. Before I was born, you know?
No, you were born in 1968. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
You're lying.
I look so youthful.
I know.
Got
that glow.
Yeah. I do. Oh, God. It was founded in Lakeland, Florida, by Bill Darden and Charlie Woodsby.
Lakeland, Florida, connection to Michigan, is where the Detroit Tigers play their spring baseball games.
I see. So you have been there.
I have been to Lakeland, yes.
Yeah, you've been to Lakeland, Florida. Did you see the Red Lobster?
No, I don't think so, but we basically just drove into Lakeland for a game and then drove out of Lakeland, so.
Okay.
Not really.
That's fair.
Didn't really stay there, but.
a chain restaurant that specializes in seafood, but they also are known for having things such as chicken, pasta, steak, and desserts. So they're not just exclusively seafood, but that's more what they're known for. They are headquartered in Orlando. They have locations in the U.S., Canada, Ecuador, Japan, Mexico, and Thailand. There's some discrepancy on the current number of locations. On the same, as always, most of this information either came from Wikipedia, our most trusted source, or the Red Lobster website directly.
Yes. The Red Lobster, yes. Classic.
Red Lobster.
Yes.
My favorite location.
Yes.
And so on Wikipedia, at the beginning of the article, like the start of the page, it said they currently had 545 locations.
Okay.
And then later in the same article, it said they had 514 locations as of February. So that's about a 30 location difference. The reason that may be is because in May of 2024, they closed 99 locations and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yes.
We'll get to that a little more later. But so that's why I'm not quite sure exactly how many are still open. It's unknown based on Wikipedia. I'm sure if I dug deeper, I could get a real number, but I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
So the first location had the tagline, quote, "A harbor for seafood lovers." 1970, they had created 4 locations, so it grew pretty rapidly. Within 2 years, they had 4 locations. And in that same year, they were acquired by General Mills. And so after they were acquired by General Mills, they pretty much rapidly expanded the franchise as a chain restaurant into the 1980s, becoming like a well-known restaurant chain throughout the U.S. specifically, not just the South. It started in the South, but it grew to everywhere pretty much. In 1992, they introduced their famous Cheddar Bay biscuits, created by Kurt Hankins. It was not given the name Cheddar Bay biscuits, though, until 1996. So happy birthday to you, Hannah.
We both got represented by Red Lobster.
We did. In 1995, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, and other sister chain restaurants were absorbed by Darden Restaurants Incorporated. So that is an independently public traded corporation. So General Mills basically split off a section of their empire, as you may call it, and put their restaurants into a publicly owned company. So they basically like branched them off of their main General Mills brand. In 2009, the restaurant debuted their, quote, Bar Harbor style buildings to replicate New England architecture. Hannah, as someone who has seen and been to Bar Harbor before, do you feel that this is Bar Harbor style?
I went to Bar Harbor too. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, when we pulled up to the location we went to, which is nowhere near a coastal town, we both said it looks very like coastally, very, yeah, it does remind me of New England area, Maine. So I would say it goes. It gives the vibe of what they're going for, also with the decorations inside as well. So I think they're doing. Yeah, I think themed. they're getting what they're like wanting to do, I would say.
So just a little bit more background on like timeline things. In 2014, Darden Restaurants Incorporated sells the company. At this point, there had been some combined Olive Garden Red Lobster restaurants. I don't know if you remember this, Hannah. I feel like I vaguely remember it.
That sounds familiar.
I don't think we ever had any near us, but no. I feel like I was aware that was a combination, because we had a Long John Silver's KFC combined.
Yeah, and you know, there's always a Red Lobster and an Olive Garden near each other.
Yes,
because growing up, we had an Olive Garden and a Red Lobster.
Oh, like 50 feet away.
Right,
from each
and
other.
I think there's one kind of near me, which is the same. So I feel like they're just. It makes sense. They have similar type foods, so I get it.
And they were, I mean, I think to my knowledge, they still are owned by the same company.
Right.
They were collectively together in the same type of restaurant chain. They decombined those Red Lobster Olive Garden restaurants, made them just Olive Garden. So they got rid of the Red Lobster, just kept the Olive Garden part of that, and sold the restaurant chain to Golden Gate Capital for $2.1 billion. We're going to talk about some controversies and the bankruptcy of more recent times. So in 2024, in March, Jonathan Tybus was hired as a new CEO for the company. Previously, he had headed the saving of restaurant chains Kona Grill and Crystal, which I had to look up because I had never heard of Crystal. It's a southern fast food chain, primarily based out of Georgia, is what it sounded like. Because I was like, I've never heard of Crystal.
I've heard of Kona Grill and like knew about.
Kona Grill I've heard of because I think we
Kona
have some
Grill.
here. But basically, it was deemed a zombie brand. Like, it just was not bringing in enough revenue to support the business model. In June of 2024, so later that year, the company hired Flavor Flav as a spokesperson for the brand, as he had previously ordered the entire menu to support the company. So they brought him in to do commercials and some spokesman things for the company. Part of the reason for some of these issues, specifically the bankruptcy and other money issues within the company, is due to some of their promotions that they had throughout the years. So in 2003, they had an endless snow crab promotion where you could come and order as much snow crab as you wanted for a certain amount of money, like basically buffet style snow crab. They ended up losing $3 million in a quarter as there were high crab prices, less turnover, and longer wait times at each restaurant due to, and I say in quotes, time spent cracking crab legs.
Honestly.
Yeah, because as you know, when you have to work to eat, it takes longer to do that. As you got to actually like physically get your food out of those crab legs, you know? It takes time. And they were like, we didn't realize people were going to actually come here and then hog all the tables for this thing. So they lost a ton of money. They also in 2020 introduced new daily deals menu, which included things such as endless shrimp on Mondays, etc. But they made that even more endless in 2023, the ultimate endless shrimp. Yeah. So basically what that was is for $20, you could come in, get 2 shrimp dishes, and then after you ate those 2 dishes, you could then get unlimited shrimp. You could just keep ordering shrimp as much as you wanted. So they ended up losing $11 million in a quarter because they underestimated how many people would come for endless shrimp. To try to combat that, they even raised the prices as this promotion was going on from $20 to $22 and then to $25 to try to recoup some of their losses. However, as we can see in 2024, they filed for bankruptcy, so it obviously was to their detriment. Now, 2025, they introduced for the summer the Crab Fest seafood boils. So they previously have had Crab Fest before, but this is the first time they've ever had a seafood boil option at the restaurant. Specifically, this is why Hannah and I chose to go there, is due to this seafood boil. We're like, well, we got to check it out. Yeah. Red Lobster is involved with seafood sustainability, and I just wanted to bring this up because I feel like it's important to note that they are a founding member of the Global Aquaculture Alliance, which is now known as the Global Seafood Assurances, to help create guidelines for best practices and aquaculture certification. So basically making sure that you are harvesting or collecting crab and other seafood in a sustainable way. As we know, the ocean overcatching of seafood is a problem and probably will continue to become a problem as ocean temperatures increase and there is less and less seafood available. So I just thought that was good to note that they are at least doing something to be aware of their presence in seafood. Right. Aquaculture, as you may call it. It is. And then the last thing I wanted to note is pop culture. So Beyonce, famous singer Beyonce, referenced the chain Red Lobster in her hit single Formation in 2016. The line being, and I quote, "When he fuck me good, I take his ass to Red Lobster, 'cause I slay." Yeah. And that inclusion of Red Lobster in that song saw a 33% sales increase in the brand as people came to Red Lobster.
After they were fucked good.
Yes. Yeah. So just thought I should say that, as we have talked about Beyonce before on this podcast. Yeah. So anyway, those are my background notes. Nice. So yeah. Hannah, if you'd like to give us your summary, right? Do you do the summary?
Oh, okay, yes, I forgot this was a thing.
Do you remember how we do a quick summary? I think it's your turn,
and as usual, I have no preparation, which is the way we wanted it.
It's funny, Hannah, I literally remembered this right now.
Yeah, I forgot. I would not have remembered.
We did. I think it's whoever does
you're right. It's whoever does
the background does the quick summary. So yeah.
America had a birthday. but we all were mourning. By we all, I mean me and Alyssa.
I think it's more than just you and me.
A lot of people were mourning. On America's birthday, we decided to go to the one place that is thriving in these uncertain times. Red Lobster. We went for an early dinner. We stayed for the drinks. Alyssa maybe pooped out glitter.
I didn't.
Okay.
Not yet.
She might. We had bibs and gloves. Jeffrey Dahmer made an appearance. And we cracked some legs.
Did you crack some legs?
And we said, "Fuck you, America." And then ripped our bibs off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Stunning.
Yeah. I was going to say, before I forgot, we were supposed to do a summary, which is the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
We were driving to Red Lobster. We did a movie and a dinner and a show, but show and a dinner.
It was a podcast double feature, as you will.
So we won't spoil what it was.
Well, it will have already come out by the time this comes out.
Okay, so we went and saw
Elio.
Elio, I forgot the name.
The Pixar movie. Yeah. We saw Elio and then we went to Red Lobster.
Yeah. And we were driving to Red Lobster and we both were like, when is the last time we've been to Red Lobster? And as far as we could remember, we both hadn't been to Red Lobster since before college. So probably sometime in high school, which would have been over 10 years ago now, which makes me feel really old.
I have like a specific memory of going to a Red Lobster in high school because a family member cracked a piece of crab leg into a woman's hair nearby. I don't know if you recall that.
I do.
And so that is the last time I remember going to one, which would have been maybe like 2010 ish.
So it's been a while. It had been a while. When we came up with the list of places we wanted to go, Red Lobster was one of the first ones we came up with. Just because this was before they had even talked about doing the seafood boil, and they were sort of in this like bankrupt, weird state. Yeah. But yeah, just one of those chains that was always around. We went to a couple times. We used to go to Joe's Crab Shack, which was like it's like the lesser known seafood place.
I don't even know if it exists anymore.
No, I think it's a new... It was like a new place. Like, they made it into a different place. Anyways, so we used to go there. But we did go to Red Lobster once in a while. And then they came out with this summer seafood boil bag situation. And I texted Alyssa and I was like, we got to try it. We got to see. And so we decided to go. So we rolled up to the Red Lobster at 4:10 p.m. A little early dinner. If you will. There were some cars in the parking lot. It like Alyssa said, it looked a little bit like a coastal town with a building.
It did.
Did you have something to say?
I did. I just wanted to update that Joe's Crab Shack does still exist, but all of the locations are either in California, Florida, Sevierville, Tennessee. There's one there.
Nice.
Which we've been there many times, and some in Texas and like Kentucky, but there's none in Michigan anymore.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. So anyways, so we used to go more to Joe's Crab Shack. But anyway, so we roll up to Red Lobster. We walk in at 4:11 p.m. Immediately we're seated.
For an early dinner.
Yes, for
the elderly special.
We didn't. I didn't think we'd have an issue getting seating. No. Also being on a holiday, and it's not like a holiday where many people would maybe go to a Red Lobster.
To eat. Yeah. Christmas.
Right.
Summer.
Like where people go for like family dinners. It's kind of like everyone's out getting drunk, shooting off fireworks, and blowing their hands off.
Right.
I say that as a joke, but as someone who worked for a hospital for a while, a lot of people do actually blow their finger and hands off. So. Yeah.
And we also had a neighbor set their yard on fire and had to call the fire department because of fireworks. So, yeah.
Yeah, we were immediately seated. We had a very nice hostess who asked us about our holiday plans.
Yes.
And we said, this is what we're doing. This is our holiday.
Yeah, like, this is the plan.
Yeah. And she told us our server's name would be Melissa. So, Melissa was our server.
Yes.
So, our server arrived with bread at 4:16.
Like, immediately brought the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah, so within 5 minutes, we had bread and our server come over. We ordered drinks at that point. I ordered it was like sort of like a sangria. It was wine spritzer.
It was a passion fruit.
Yeah, passion fruit vodka and like wine spritzer.
I'll come up with the real name. I'll grab that for you.
So I ordered that because they had these summer promotional drinks, I guess they were.
Yes.
So we each ordered one of those.
Yeah, I got it was called Purple Haze.
Yeah.
It was a purple drink with the gin that is Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's gin.
Yeah.
Why do they not have their...
Yeah, they don't have their drinks online if that's what you're looking for.
That's weird.
Alyssa's had, the reason I pointed out her pooping out glitter was because hers had, like, the edible glitter in it. But anyways.
Yeah, it had edible glitter, but it was purple and gold. It looked very pretty.
Yeah.
It also was pretty good.
Yeah.
Solid drink.
Nice.
Can't complain.
Okay, so we ordered our drinks at that point. We looked over the menu. The menu we noted was very colorful, very easy to read, a lot of different pictures. We were sort of knew what we were going to get, but we hadn't fully decided. We had eaten the Cheddar Bay biscuits, and they were still as good as they used to be, nice and hot and steamy. And our drinks came at 4:21 p.m. Melissa had suggested we get an appetizer, and she had suggested the stuffed mushrooms.
Yes.
So we ordered some stuffed mushrooms. There were two choices. We got the crab filled stuffed.
It's like crabby stuffed
Yeah,
mushrooms.
and they also have just like their signature stuffed seafood mix. So yeah, we ordered those at 4:21. The appetizer came out in 3 minutes. Not even kidding.
It came quick.
Which I was slightly concerned at that point. I'm like,
yeah,
that seems a little bit quick. But I will say it was a very good appetizer.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
It was solid. It did not seem like it had been sitting for,
it felt
a long
fresh.
time.
It had nice like breadcrumbs on it. It had a nice little sauce. One of the better appetizers maybe we've had.
Yeah. It was pretty solid.
Pretty quality.
Because we were looking for an appetizer because we were like, we're going to do the seafood boil, but we're not getting two of those for two people. We're just getting one to split. So we're like, let's get an appetizer. What should we get? We were kind of looking, and I was like, well, she suggested this one. So that probably is the one they're trying to push on people.
It was also like they had like their special menu, and it was like big on the front of that menu. Yeah. We tried to get an appetizer at most places. I think we have.
Yeah. To try to get something like some type of specialty and something that they're like known for.
Yep.
And like obviously if a server's trying to push something on us, we're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we ate those apps. We ordered our food at 4:29 p.m., which I felt like was pretty good. Pretty good timing, I will say, for the restaurant.
Yeah,
like
I think so too.
And when the drinks were ordered, when the appetizer came out, because we've had some places where it's like the drinks didn't come out for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We've had stuff like that, or everything PF Chang's. Or like some places they'll bring everything on at once, which is fine. But this was good. I felt like we got stuff in order. Yeah. So we ordered a seafood boil. We got one that included corn, potatoes, shrimp, lobster, and crab. It was like the larger one you could get.
Yeah, I think it was snow crab.
Yeah. And then
some red potatoes,
you could do your choice of sauce, I guess. So it's
like a seasoning sauce.
Yeah, so we got an Old Bay and Parmesan with like butter. They also had like a garlic one, and they had a Cajun one, I think.
I think it was Cajun, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could choose a spice level. We did none just because I have a sensitive stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm a little baby.
And also seafood, I'm fine if it's not spicy.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah, so I would say like for two people, it was a pretty decent amount of food.
Yeah.
Like between the appetizer, the seafood boil, and the biscuits we got, I would say like I wasn't overfull, but
I wasn't either.
I wasn't hungry. I didn't eat for like hours after.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave you like one lobster tail, but it's cut in half, so like we could split that, and there's like 2 corn on the cob, so they kind of did a good amount, I would say.
Yeah. I feel like it's decent to split for 2 people.
Yeah. They also brought out, I should note, before they brought out each of us a bib, some gloves, a cracker, like to crack the legs, and the little fork they give you. For people who've eaten seafood at restaurants, you will know what we're talking about.
Yes, the splitting fork.
Yeah, we both donned our bibs because we're not going to get messy. Alyssa did spill something on herself, not on her bib.
To be fair, Hannah also threw a shrimp tail across the room.
I had a little shrimp tail slip out of my grubby little fingers.
It was funny because we were eating, and all of a sudden I saw something across the corner of my eye, and I thought, I'm like, did Hannah just throw something? And I looked, and I'm like, where did that shrimp tail come from? And Hannah was like, it fell out of my hands. Yeah, it flew. It went like a good
I like pushed it, and it just shot off, like a little rocket.
I did collect it after we were done
we
eating.
cleaned up. We're not monsters.
Yeah, we took care of it.
Yeah, so we both put our bibs on. I put my gloves on to pull the items out of the seafood bag.
I guess we should say Melissa, our server, came back with everything in a bag. So she like mixed it up.
It's like a steamed bag. Like that's how they cook it.
Yeah, like a seafood boil. You know, like as our grandma might say, would have said a low country boil.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, she shook it up, and then she kind of opened the bag, put it in the middle of the table, and so I went in there with my little gloves, and I pulled out all the
Dexter
items
Morgan
for us.
hands.
Yeah, and I said I look like Jeffrey Dahmer a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
And then I took, some people eat it with the gloves on. We didn't do that.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Yeah, and so we went about it. I think the most, to me, seafood...
My one comment is they did not bring us any additional napkins.
No, which
and
is...
I feel like we needed additional
napkins. We each got like one napkin. Maybe they're thinking people are just going to use the gloves and don't, but still you kind of need it.
Yeah, even if you're having a messy meal, just to have, like, they gave us wipes, which I did use at the end, but I'm like, during the feast, it would have been good to have, like, I just kept using the same one napkin, and I'm just trying to, like, get my greasy little palms dry enough to,
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that our food did come within, I didn't get the exact time, but it would have been within, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
15 to 20 minutes, which, honestly, for how, like, the amount of time it takes it to cook, that sounds about right. Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say about eating seafood, to me it always tastes better because you have to work for it.
Yeah.
Especially those crab legs.
Yeah, you gotta make your meal.
Yeah. So food came within 20 minutes.
And I guess we should also say, again, we already said this earlier, but we grew up eating a lot of seafood. Yeah. We love seafood. So, it's not hard for me to enjoy a seafood meal. Rarely have I had a seafood meal I didn't enjoy.
This Red Lobster, to me, was maybe one of the top 2 restaurants I've been looking forward to us doing, just because I knew I was going to enjoy the food.
Right, yeah.
Especially after our last one.
Yeah, our last one, well, technically that was 2 ago.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we went to Chili's after
right.
P.F. Chang's.
Especially after P.F. Chang's, though.
P.F. Chang's being, I guess the way we'll phrase it, P.F. Chang's being also a more high cost restaurant comparatively to like a Chili's or an Applebee's.
Yes. Yeah, and speaking of cost... Our bill before tax was around $87, so that was for 2 drinks, an appetizer, and a seafood boil.
Yes, I think the seafood boil was 40.
It was about 40, which honestly isn't bad for the amount of food you get.
Yeah, for crab legs, not bad.
For 2 people too. I guess if you're gonna eat that all by yourself, but still a lot of we knew going into Red Lobster we'd be spending a bit more money, but it's because you're paying for seafood.
And I'm sure maybe some tariffs on
Yeah.
Potentially.
So after tax, it was about $106, which was pretty comparable to P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, I double checked because I was curious, and we spent $101 at P.F. Chang's.
Right.
So within a few dollars.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed this a lot more.
Yeah,
I will say.
I would agree.
And we were done by 5:17, so about an hour and 6 minutes. But I think that's pretty good for a place where you have to like you said, it takes longer when you have to sit there and do your food. No issues with like slow service or anything like that. Everything was.
It also, we should say, the restaurant was very dead.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4:00 on a Friday, but like a holiday.
Yeah, I think there were at around the same time as us, maybe 5 to 6 tables in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So not a ton, like, it wasn't like they were busy.
Right. Our server was saying, though, that a lot of people had been coming in. They'd only been doing the seafood boils for about a week, and she was saying that a lot of people had been coming in and getting those, so they were seeing more people coming in.
Just specifically for that. Because she had said that for, obviously, a while, they pretty much just had regulars, for the most part, coming in, and then now it's at least more with this new deal, they've been seeing a lot of people just coming in to try that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, obviously it means it's working, right? If it's bringing in people who normally wouldn't go there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's worth pointing out that we went to the Red Lobster in our college town, so Lansing area. So that might cater to what type of crowd would come in as well. Right.
It's also possible.
And it being summer. But anyways, so I would say overall, though, very enjoyable for me. The food was very good quality. The experience was good.
Have many complaints.
No, I mean, both our drinks were good. We each tried each other's drinks. Everything came out quick. Everything was good temperature, warm.
It was warm, yeah. We had no plate issues.
No, and the server was very attentive.
Yeah.
Price for what we got, I wasn't surprised by the price at all. Like, I was like, okay. I would say overall a very good experience. This to me is definitely like a top contender. I know we're not done with our restaurants yet, but it feels everything is being based off of how P.F. Chang's was to me.
Yeah.
Because that's the lowest bar right now.
And and I know, like, we talked about it when we recorded our bit on P.F. Chang's, but we mentioned a lot that what we got was not worth the price we paid. Like, we were not impressed with what we got.
For what you spent,
the fact that we spent $100 and, like, we didn't even get a box for our food that we had left.
Right.
Because nobody wanted it.
No, we didn't
want it. And that was, like, their signature dish. Right. Is what we didn't want to eat more of. Yeah,
and I would say for what we spent here, I felt like we, like, got our money's worth.
Yeah, and we cleaned.
Oh, yeah. We each took a Cheddar Bay biscuit and a napkin home. I don't know about you, but I ate it on my car drive home.
I ate it when I got home. Okay. I didn't eat it on the drive home. But our server even asked us at one point if we wanted more biscuits. And we were like, no, we're good for now. Because honestly, I was only going to eat one.
Right. And they bring out like 6. So I'm like, I don't think I need a whole nother. Or maybe 4.
I think they brought out 4. Because we each had 1 and then we brought home.
I'm like, I don't really need another 2 additional biscuits.
Yeah. But honestly, I think that's the only place we've been to where they gave us a complimentary bread.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I believe so. Because PF Chains didn't have anything. Chili's and Applebee's didn't, and no.
So far that's the only place we've been to where they brought us something.
We do have some upcoming that
we do.
We still believe they do still do complimentary bread.
Yeah. Although technically 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Yep. I think there's 2 restaurants we want to do still that are on our list that do complimentary bread.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the bread phase of our restaurants.
Yeah, and we were told the seafood boil is like a promotional thing.
Right.
They potentially could keep it on the menu, but probably depending on if it's worth the money and if it's working.
Yeah. But yeah. I think I give this my stamp of approval for having not been to a Red Lobster in over 10 years.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect because I used to enjoy it when we used to go, but then it went through like all the issues, the bankruptcy, so you don't really know what quality you're going to get, but I definitely think the new CEO is doing some good work.
Something good. Yeah. Something right. And I will say, I was also surprised that I'm like, the Cheddar Bay biscuits taste exactly like our...
Yeah, I don't think they've changed the recipe, which is amazing.
Yeah, which I'm like, good.
Yeah.
That's what people come for.
Like,
those biscuits.
Don't mess with a good thing. There's nothing worse than when you love an item, a standard item, and they change it up.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and...
I'm having that problem right now, Hannah. So I use like Redken, I don't know. I can never pronounce words. Shampoo and conditioner for my colored hair. I had bought new stuff more recently, and I just felt like it felt weird, like the text, like it just like
didn't feel right.
The conditioner specifically, I was like, it's not working the same as the last time I bought it. And I was reading online, they were like, hairdressers were like, yeah, they changed the formula, and people like it's causing people to have like skin irritation, like hairstylists, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, let's not do
Why would you do that? So, yeah, I hate when places do that, where you're like, I liked the old stuff. We didn't need to make it new. It didn't improve anything.
Yeah. But, yeah, Red Lobster gets 2 claws up. Pointy little claws.
Beep, 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 beep.
2 claws up from both of us.
Yeah, honestly, solid. It's in a contention for top spot right now.
Yeah.
You know?
On multiple criteria for me.
Yeah.
In terms of total experience, yeah, it's definitely up there. So yeah, we are gonna be back with a new one.
Yeah, we'll eventually be going to our next restaurant. We haven't decided which one yet. I think we've officially decided on doing 8.
Yeah, I believe 8 total.
8. I think 8 total is our number, so we are now halfway through our list. So we'll be back at some point with our next restaurant.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
We would like to thank Joseph McDade for our intro music. He provides free music available for all kinds of creative use. The song that we used is called Sunrise Expedition, and you can find it and his other music on his website, josephmcdade.com. If you would like to reach us, you can email us at r3podcasts@gmail.com. That's R3, podcasts@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Instagram by searching Research Rank Repeat.